What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Sledgehammer Horror. I am Ken Sledge. Today I'm going to be talking about the first horror movie that I ever remember watching. Ironically enough, this is also my favorite horror movie, and it is House, 1986. I used to watch this movie with my grandmother. We used to own a video store when I was a little boy. My family did, in Adrian, Michigan, called Downtown Video. So I always had a lot of access to different movies, and this is one of those movies that my grandmother used to watch with me. It starts off with a grocery boy going into Mrs. Hooper's house. He's looking around for her, trying to deliver her groceries. He goes up the stairs, finds a painting that he says, sick. Pretty funny. Goes up the stairs, goes into the bedroom, into the first jump scare I've ever seen. And there it was, my first jump scare. I loved it then and I love it now. We then cut to Roger Cobb, a Vietnam veteran who is an author. He just wrote a book a year ago called Blood Dance. He's looking to write another book about his experiences in Vietnam, which his agent is not too happy about. Roger does end up moving into the house. When he gets there, he lets the realtor know that he did used to live there. Him, his wife Sandy, and his son Jimmy lived there, and that's where his son Jimmy went missing. We cut to a flashback of Roger working in the yard. He sees Jimmy in the pool. He runs to jump in and save him, but he's just gone. So, kind of a little sentimental value here as well. We then cut to Roger on his first night back in the house when he gets a very, very, very specific warning from Aunt Elizabeth.
Aunt Elizabeth.
It won, Roger. It tricked me. I didn't think it could, but it did.
What?
It's going to trick you too, Roger. This house knows everything about you. Leave while you can.
No!
So we cut to the next morning. Roger's taking out his trash, and he meets his new neighbor, Harold. Very funny scene. Harold talking a whole bunch of shit about Roger's aunt before figuring out that it's Roger's aunt. After that, Roger goes back inside to keep working on his book. He keeps having Vietnam flashbacks as he's writing. It includes you finally meet his best friend, Big Ben, in the flashbacks. Big practical joker, big, huge dude. Roger starts to hear noises all around the house. So he starts searching around the house. He gets to the closet. He opens the closet and he is attacked by a monster. So after this happens, the next day Roger gets a bunch of video equipment. He sets it all up so we can try to capture the monster. Once he gets it all done, he opens the door. Nothing. He's walking by. He hears the bell go off on his grandfather clock and remembers the monster came out at exactly midnight. So he enlists Harold, who's a bit skeptical at this point. He comes over. They open the closet door right at exactly midnight, and out pops the monster. Harold shoots it with the harpoon gun. The rope at the end of the harpoon gun gets trapped on Roger's shoe, and Roger gets drugged into the closet with it. When he gets drugged into the closet, he gets taken back to Vietnam. I don't know if this is a flashback or the house playing tricks on him, but he's there with Big Ben after Big Ben's been shot, and Roger decides not to kill him, but to try to go get help instead. So, after Big Ben gets captured, Roger makes it out, gets back into the room. Harold is passed out on the bed with a bottle of liquor and a fire poker. Roger finally gets him up and gets him back over to his house, comes back home to his home to try to go to sleep and sleep it off. Then he remembers a painting that his aunt had just finished. Her last painting had a rag over it. So he goes over to the painting, pulls the rag off in a very, very creepy scene. Roger recognizes the room, obviously, having lived in this house. He goes up to the bathroom where that is. He breaks the mirror to find out that he can go into it. He goes into the mirror and he finds Jimmy in there, his son, trapped in a cage. He frees him. They jump into like a little body of water, almost like a pond. They swim up through the swimming pool. They go into the house and make it finally to the front door. ready to end all of it when Big Ben is there waiting for him.
Sucker!
Big Ben.
No, it's your fairy godmother.
You did this. You took my kid.
Why didn't you kill me, Roger? Didn't you have the guts to do it?
I had to get help.
You tortured me for weeks.
I would have died for you, Ben.
Well, now's your chance.
So yeah, Big Ben's been behind it the whole time. So after he tells Roger to kill himself, obviously Roger doesn't. A big chase / fight scene ensues. Pretty cool shot of Roger running out the back of the house and it being on a cliff, saving himself with a belt, throwing Big Ben off. Obviously that doesn't stop the big man. He comes back, tells Roger that it's all over. Roger says he's not scared of him anymore, takes one of the grenades off his shirt, sticks it up in his body, blows Ben up. The whole house catches on fire as Roger and Jimmy walk out the front door, right as Sandy is pulling up to embrace in a big happy family hug with the house burning behind them. Again, this was not meant to be my favorite horror movie series. This was meant to be my first. It just happens to be that they are the same. This was the first horror movie I ever remember watching, but it is my favorite horror movie as well. I skipped a lot in this. I didn't want to give away the whole movie. I know I gave away the end, but please watch this movie. Streaming services have it. Go buy physical copies so you can watch extra scenes. It's awesome. Any special features are always good. I personally prefer physical media, but this movie's well worth it. If you can get out there and get a copy of this movie, please do. Support the movie makers. I know it's been, 34 years since the movie's been made, but it's a fantastic movie. I would strongly recommend it. Like I said, this has been my first horror movie. I would like to start getting guests on here, whether it's through podcasts or in-person interviews, FaceTime. If you want to come on, please let me know. I would love to know what your first horror movie experience was. I'd love to have conversations with you, talk to you about it, find out what you love about it, what you don't like about it. I mean, let's be honest. Your first horror movie might be your favorite. It might not. It might have just been the movie that scared you so much you never wanted to see it again. So let me know if you'd like to come on and be a guest. I would love it. This has been Sledgehammer Horror. I'm Ken Sledge. Thank you. What's going on, guys? Just wanted to say thanks again for watching this week's video. I'm going to try to do 1 to 2 videos a week. Now that quarantine's over, I am going back to work, so it's going to be a little tricky, but I am going to work my butt off to try to get as many videos as I can for you. Just wanted to give a couple shout outs. My dude Josh Miller over there on Twitch, MillerTime36. Make sure you go check him out if you got Twitch. And then here on YouTube, Adam_M_tattooing. He does all my work. Great guy, great channel. Subscribe, like those videos. See you guys next week.